January the 31st, 2020. Guys, this is the last thing that I want to talk about after this winter so far, but it has to be done because it's going to be a very dangerous situation. We got a lot of folks that watch this channel that travel, truckers and other people, and just folks that are going to be impacted at home by this. It says an ice storm Tuesday night, that's tomorrow night. It starts through Thursday night, so about 48 hours. Travel delays, power outages, and tree damage. Now you notice in the darker pink from Dallas through St. Louis up north of Pittsburgh to over to Albany, significant ice impacts. Some on the lighter pink down into Austin, Nashville, Pittsburgh. So what we're going to be dealing with is a couple of days of this again starting tomorrow night. And let's look at that map to see how it moves south and southeast. Again, starting tomorrow evening, you got from Denver, you've got the blue area, which is snow through Kansas City, Chicago. And notice there's another Arctic vortex dipping down. It says cold blast as it points that arrow down into Oklahoma. What's happening in the Gulf of Mexico? Warm, moist air. So the people that in the southeast that don't get the ice, you may get potential flooding rains. Just something to be aware of. But I remember this ice storm last year that started in Texas. It went further south, and this one is predicted to be, but it still can be very dangerous. You folks in Dallas, Texas, you went through it last year also. So your snow is starting north of Chicago through Kansas and Denver. But tomorrow night, your icing will begin also through Oklahoma, through Missouri, through Illinois, Indiana, and up through the northeast. South of there into Little Rock, you're going to be getting heavy rain, and then rain further south into Louisiana and Mississippi. Now with this Arctic vortex dip, not just ice is going to be a problem. This is starting Tuesday p.m. through Thursday, same timeline. Storm max 36 inches in the Colorado Rockies. Dark blue 12 to 8 inches. Mid-color blue 6 to 12, 3 to 6, and then 1 to 3 as far as down to Midland, Texas. But you're going to be following that snow with this icing. Now moving from tomorrow night into Wednesday morning, you can see the snow is covering Denver down to Oklahoma City. In Oklahoma City, you're right on that ice and snow line. St. Louis, same thing. Ice and snow line, you're right there on it. Heavy rain south all the way to Houston. Heavier over into Jackson, up to Nashville in the darker greens. Also starting again, let's move a little further east, Tuesday night through Thursday night. The snow from St. Louis up to Quebec City, Montreal, Toronto, Chicago, 6 to 12 inches, the darker. Mid is 3 to 6 inches, and the lighter 1 to 3 inches. And you're also going to be affected by the ice following this snow. The flood risk. Now, this is not tomorrow. This is Wednesday through Thursday. We looked at that. But the heavier, darker green covers much of Louisiana, much of Mississippi, the eastern edge of Arkansas, and a good bit of Tennessee and northwestern Georgia. Locally severe travel disruptions. Cold air follows. Storm max of 10 inches of rain is possible. That will bring extreme flooding. And then right behind it, icing. Now, yesterday here in central Mississippi, fairly nice day. Started out cool, got up into the 50s. Today, same thing, but it may get into the 60s. And it's just kind of, we have a brief reprieve in this cold weather, but things are going to go downhill pretty quickly. It says temperatures can plummet 20 to 30 degrees over 24 hours across the south central states. The preceding warmth in this part of the country will allow for any snow to initially melt on contact with roads and sidewalks. However, as the snow continues to fall and temperatures plummet, conditions can turn icy in a hurry. The rush of cold air southward may be potent enough for some snow and ice to reach as far south as the Big Bend of Texas late Wednesday into Thursday. The broad nature of the storm is expected to lead to significant delays for travelers, both on the road and in the air. So guys, look at your travel plans, whether you're just driving, you're a trucker, you're going to fly. Look at them, or you're going to suffer the consequences of being stuck in an airport or along the highway. It says airline passengers with arrival and departure flights or connections in Denver, Dallas, St. Louis, Chicago, Detroit, and Indianapolis should be prepared to face weather-related delays around the middle of the week. AccuWeather meteorologists stress that even small changes in the track of the storm can have large implications on precipitation types and whether a location lies within the corridor of rain, steady snow, significant icing, or nuisance flutters and light snow. In addition, a push of dry air behind the storm could plunge further south than currently anticipated. That's what happened with the ice storm last year, leading to lower snowfall amounts on the northern and western edge of the precipitation, pushing it further south. Forecasters say impacts from the storm will not just be of the wintry variety. There could be a concern for severe weather as well. To the south and east of the corridor of icy mix, soaking rain and thunderstorms are likely. The battle between spring and winter. Any areas that receive significant icing from the storm can experience downed trees and power lines, adding that the scope of the storm over such a large area can amplify logistical disruptions. You've got less personnel spread to attack a certain area. Say a certain city loses power, you can bring in electrical workers and linemen from other areas around there, but if the entire area is iced in, then that's going to become a problem. Travel will become extremely difficult and dangerous, especially where freezing rain is the primary type of icy precipitation. Freezing rain creates a glaze of ice on untreated roads and sidewalks and can cling to trees and power lines and lead to power outages. Just to the north and west of the icy corridor will be a zone of accumulating plowable snowfall. Again, it's not the most cheerful forecast, but it needed to be talked about, guys. So I want you to all prepare for this. If any of you remember last year's ice storm, you know that you're pretty much stuck where you're at, because that same type of icing happened here. It was over the highways, over the roads, over the driveways, over the decks and sidewalks, 2 to 3 inches. And I remember taking a pitchfork and breaking the ice. It was so thick on the deck so we could get outside. And that's very unusual for Mississippi. But guys, just prepare accordingly. Get your traveling last minute things done today if you can. Get your extra food, water, extra batteries, charge up all of your flashlights, things like that, because there will be major outages of power along that ice corridor. We're watching it. You watch it, guys. Stay safe. Stay warm, stay dry, and stay home if possible. It's a heads up. Be safe.